Think about all the beliefs you carry about yourself. I am not technical enough. I am too old to learn new things. I do not understand computers. I will never be able to compete with AI. These limiting stories you tell yourself. They are chains that keep you trapped in an old reality that is rapidly disappearing. Take a deep breath right now. Because the world you woke up in this morning, it is fundamentally different from the world that existed just 5 years ago. Artificial intelligence is not coming. It is already here. It is reshaping every single industry, every single career path, and every single assumption you have ever made about your future. Here is a number that should make you sit up straight. By 2030, artificial intelligence is projected to contribute over $15.7 trillion to the global economy. That is not a typo. $15.7 trillion flowing through systems, businesses, and opportunities that did not even exist a decade ago. The question is not whether this wave will affect you. The question is whether you will ride it or be swept away by it. And here is what nobody is telling you. The anxiety you feel right now, it is completely normal. In fact, it is one of the most intelligent responses you could possibly have. Your nervous system is picking up on something real, something massive, something that demands your full attention and engagement. Let me tell you something that might shock you, that knot in your stomach when you read about another AI breakthrough. That racing heart when you wonder if your job will exist in 3 years. That is not weakness, that is wisdom. Your body is doing exactly what it evolved to do over millions of years. It is alerting you to change, to opportunity, to the need for adaptation. Studies show that 77% of workers worldwide report anxiety about AI affecting their careers. 77%. You are not alone in this feeling. You are part of a massive collective awakening to the most significant technological shift in human history. Here is the transformation that changes everything. When you learn to work with your anxiety instead of against it, when you learn to extract the intelligence from your fear, you gain access to a superpower that no artificial intelligence can ever replicate. Your emotional wisdom becomes your competitive edge. Before we go any further, if you are finding value in this content, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell. I see. The journey we are about to take together will transform how you see yourself, your career, and your entire future. Do not miss a single chapter. Now, let me share with you the 9 skills that will make you irreplaceable in the age of artificial intelligence. These are not just nice-to-have abilities. These are survival essentials. These are the skills that separate those who thrive from those who merely survive. Deep sensing, leveraging emotional energy, letting go, sense-making, reorienting, integration, cooperation, empathy, and devotion. These 9 pillars will become your foundation for navigating any change that comes your way. And trust me, changes are coming faster than anyone predicted. Close your eyes for just a moment. What do you feel right now? What is your body telling you that your conscious mind has been ignoring? This is deep sensing, and it is perhaps the most undervalued skill in our modern world. While AI can process billions of data points in seconds, it cannot feel the subtle shift in energy when a business deal is about to go wrong. It cannot sense the unspoken tension in a room. It cannot pick up on the intuitive knowing that something incredible is about to unfold. Research from the HeartMath Institute shows that the human heart generates an electromagnetic field that extends up to 3 feet from your body. 3 feet. Your body is literally a sensing instrument that picks up on emotional and energetic information that no machine can detect. The most successful leaders in the coming decades will not be those with the most data. They will be those who can feel into situations, who can listen to the whispers beneath the noise, who can extract insight from sensation. This is your birthright as a human being, and it is time to reclaim it. Here is a truth that will set you free. Not everything that matters can be measured. Not everything that counts can be counted. In a world obsessed with data and analytics and metrics, your ability to tune into the unmeasurable becomes your greatest competitive advantage. Think about the last time you just knew something was right or wrong. Think about that gut feeling that saved you from a terrible decision. Think about that inexplicable pull toward an opportunity that changed your life. This is your deep sensing capacity at work, and most people have completely abandoned it. According to a study published in the Journal of Cognitive Enhancement, individuals who regularly practice interoceptive awareness, that is the ability to sense internal body signals, make better decisions under pressure and report higher levels of life satisfaction. They are literally more intelligent because they are using more of their sensing capacity. Now, here is the challenge. How do you stay sensitive to these signals without being completely blown out by them? How do you keep your sensing channels open when the world is bombarding you with fear, with urgency, with constant change? This is perhaps the most important skill for anyone navigating the AI revolution. The answer lies in what I call calibrated sensitivity. You need to be able to turn the dial up when deep listening is required, and turn it down when you need to protect your energy. This is not about building walls, it is about installing windows that open and close at your command. Start with this practice. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you consume any news about AI or the economy or anything else, spend just 5 minutes in complete stillness. Feel your body. Notice your breath. Ask yourself what you are sensing beneath the surface. This simple practice builds the capacity to stay sensitive and grounded. Quick reminder, if this content is landing for you, if you are feeling something shifting inside you right now, smash that like button. Your engagement helps this message reach more people who desperately need to hear it. We are building something important here together. Now let us talk about something that most personal development teachers completely miss: the raw power of emotional energy. Your emotions are not just experiences to be managed, they are fuel. They are energy waiting to be channeled into inspired action. Here is a staggering fact. The average human being experiences over 30,000 different emotional states in a single year. 30,000. Each one of those states carries energy, carries information, carries the potential for movement and transformation. Most people waste this energy through resistance, through suppression, through distraction. But you are about to learn how to harness every single drop of it. Have you ever felt completely frozen? Have you ever known exactly what you needed to do, but found yourself completely unable to do it? This is stuck emotional energy, and it is one of the most common experiences in our modern world. The constant barrage of change, of uncertainty, of induced anxiety. It creates energetic blockages that stop us in our tracks. But here is the beautiful truth. Energy wants to move. Stuck energy is not lazy energy or dead energy. It is just energy that has not found its channel yet. Your job is to become an expert at finding those channels, at opening those pathways, at getting the flow moving again. The fastest way to move stuck energy: get your body moving first. Research published in Frontiers in Psychology shows that just 20 minutes of movement can shift emotional states more effectively than hours of cognitive processing. Your body is the gateway to your energy. Start there. This is where the magic happens. What if I told you that the anxiety you feel about AI is made of the exact same energy as inspiration? What if I told you that fear and excitement are neurologically almost identical? The only difference is the story you tell about them. A landmark study from Harvard Business School found that people who reframe anxiety as excitement perform better under pressure than those who try to calm themselves down. Let me say that again. Reframing anxiety as excitement works better than trying to relax. Your body is already activated, already energized, already ready for action. You just need to point that energy in a productive direction. Try this right now. Think about something related to AI that makes you anxious. Feel where that anxiety lives in your body. Now, changing anything about the physical sensation. Simply tell yourself, this is excitement, this is energy, this is fuel for inspired action. Notice what shifts. Here is perhaps the hardest truth of all: the world you prepared for, the career you planned, the future you imagined. It may already be gone. Not someday, not potentially, right now. And the longer you cling to what was, the longer you resist this fundamental truth, the more you suffer and the more opportunities you miss. According to McKinsey Global Institute, by 2030, approximately 375 million workers worldwide may need to transition to entirely new occupational categories. 375 million people. That is not a minor shift. That is a complete restructuring of the global workforce. But here is what makes letting go so powerful. When you release your grip on the old reality, your hands become free to grasp something new. Again, when you stop defending territory that has already been lost, you can start exploring the vast new territories that are opening up. Letting go is not defeat, it is liberation. Think about all the beliefs you carry about yourself. I am not technical enough. I am too old to learn new things. I do not understand computers. I will never be able to compete with AI. These limiting stories you tell yourself. They are chains that keep you trapped in an old reality that is rapidly disappearing. Here is what neuroscience tells us. Your brain physically rewires itself based on the beliefs you hold. A study from Stanford University showed that simply believing you are capable of growth actually changes the structure of your brain. creating new neural pathways for learning and adaptation. Your beliefs are not just thoughts. They are architects of your neural reality. The limits you accepted when you were 20 or 30 or 50, they were real in that context. But the context has changed. The rules have changed. What was once impossible may now be not only possible but essential. It is time to release every belief that no longer serves your evolution. We are getting into the deep work now. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel because the practices I am about to share have transformed my life and the lives of thousands of others. Hit that notification bell so you do not miss what comes next. Now, letting go is not a one-time event. It is a daily practice, a moment-by-moment discipline, a way of moving through the world. Every single day, you need to be asking yourself, what am I holding on to that is already gone? What story am I defending that no longer serves me? What identity am I protecting that is keeping me small? Here is a practice that will change everything. Every night before you sleep, take 10 minutes to consciously release the day. Release every expectation that was not met. Release every frustration. Release every version of yourself that failed. Let it all go into the darkness. And when you wake up fresh, unburdened, ready to engage with whatever emerges. Let me ask you something important. How do you make sense of a world that changes faster than you can possibly understand it? How do you find your footing when the ground itself keeps shifting beneath your feet? This is the challenge of sense-making, and it has never been more critical than right now. The World Economic Forum reports that the half-life of professional skills has dropped from approximately 30 years in the 1960s to just 5 years today. 5 years, half of what you know right now will be obsolete in 5 years. But here is the key insight. It is about being comfortable with uncertainty while still taking intelligent action. It is about holding your understanding lightly, ready to update it at any moment. Every single day, something changes. A new AI model is released. A company announces massive layoffs. Another industry gets disrupted overnight. If you are trying to understand everything all at once, you will drown in information. But if you are not paying attention at all, you will be blindsided by changes you never saw coming. The solution is what I call daily sense, making rituals. Dedicated time every single day to process new information, integrate new understanding, and update your mental models. Not scrolling mindlessly through headlines, but actively engaging with what matters most for your specific path. Research shows that people who spend just 30 minutes per day in deliberate learning outperform their peers by over 25% in career advancement metrics. 30 minutes, that is less time than most people spend on social media every day. The question is not whether you have time for sense-making. The question is whether you are willing to prioritize it. Here is something that will test you. Some of the new truths you need to accept will be painful. Some of them will challenge everything you thought you knew. Some of them will require you to admit that you were wrong, that your past decisions were based on incomplete information, that the path you chose may not be the path you need to stay on. A truth like this: AI can now write code better than 90% of human programmers for routine tasks. Another truth: creative professions that seemed safe are now being disrupted at unprecedented speed. Another truth: the jobs that will exist in 10 years have not been invented yet, and some jobs that exist today will be completely gone. Accepting these truths does not mean giving up. It means adapting. It means finding your unique value proposition in a changing landscape. It means becoming the kind of person who can surf waves of change rather than being crushed by them. This is not pessimism. This is clear-eyed realism that leads to empowered action. This is absolutely critical. You cannot navigate an AI-transformed world with an outdated map. You need to be constantly reorienting, constantly adjusting your course, constantly making quick but flexible decisions based on the latest information. Think about this. The iPhone was released in 2007, just 17 years ago, and yet it completely transformed how we live, work, communicate, and understand reality. The AI revolution is happening even faster, with breakthroughs coming not every few years but every few months. The people who will thrive in this environment are not those with the best initial plan. They are those who can adjust their plan most rapidly and effectively. They are the people who hold their strategies lightly, who are willing to pivot when new information arrives, who see change not as a threat but as feedback that helps them calibrate their direction. Speed matters, but so does flexibility. In the AI era, you cannot afford to spend months deliberating over decisions. By the time you decide, the landscape may have changed completely. At the same time, you cannot afford to be so rigid in your decisions that you cannot adapt when new information emerges. This is the paradox of modern decision-making. You need to move fast and stay flexible. You need to commit and remain open. You need to take action and stay ready to change course. Most people can do one or the other. The masters of the AI age can do both simultaneously. Here is a framework that works. Make decisions quickly based on the best information you have. Execute with full commitment. Set clear checkpoints for reevaluation. Be willing to change course at any checkpoint without shame or resistance. This is not indecisiveness. This is intelligent adaptation. Quick note, we are almost 20% through this journey together. If you have made it this far, you are clearly serious about mastering the AI revolution. Take a moment right now to like this video and share it with someone who needs to hear this message now. Let me share something personal with you. I live in what I call daily adjustment mode. Every single morning, I reassess. Every single day, I check my assumptions against new information. Every single decision I made yesterday is open for revision today. This might sound exhausting, but it is actually liberating. When you stop defending yesterday's decisions, when you stop pretending you have everything figured out, you gain access to an incredible lightness. You are no longer dragging the weight of outdated commitments. You are dancing with reality as it unfolds, moment by moment, day by day. Here is where it all comes together. Integration is the process of taking everything you are learning, everything you are sensing, everything you are releasing, and weaving it into a coherent new way of being. It is not enough to understand these concepts intellectually. They must become part of who you are, how you move, how you make decisions automatically. Think about learning to drive a car. At first, every action requires conscious thought. Check the mirror, signal, check the blind spot, adjust the wheel. But over time, these actions become integrated, automatic, part of your operating system. That is what we are building here, a new operating system for navigating the AI era. According to research on habit formation, it takes an average of 66 days to fully integrate a new behavior, 66 days of consistent practice before something becomes truly automatic. We are not just sharing ideas, we are building new neural pathways together. Your mindset is everything. If you believe the world is scary and dangerous, and that AI is coming to destroy your life, your brain will filter reality to confirm that belief. You will see threats everywhere. You will miss opportunities that are right in front of you. You will spiral into fear and paralysis. But if you believe that you are capable of adapting, that change brings opportunity, that your human qualities make you irreplaceable. Your brain will filter reality to confirm that belief. You will see possibilities. You will notice openings. You will feel energized rather than depleted. Carol Dweck's research on growth mindset has been validated in over 300 studies worldwide. People who believe they can grow and adapt actually do grow and adapt, not because of magic, but because their belief changes their behavior, which changes their outcomes. Your mindset is not a passive reflection of reality. It is an active creator of it. Mental models are the invisible architects of your life. Every assumption you hold, every framework you use to understand the world, every pattern you expect reality to follow, these are mental models. And in times of rapid change, outdated mental models are more dangerous than ignorance. At least ignorance knows it does not know. Outdated models create false confidence. Here is an example. The mental model that says you go to school, get a degree, get a job, climb the ladder, retire. That model worked beautifully for decades, but it is breaking down. AI is disrupting career ladders. Remote work is changing geography. Automation is eliminating rungs entirely. The old model is not just incomplete, it is actively misleading. The skill you need is not to find the one perfect model. It is to hold multiple models simultaneously, to test them against reality constantly, to update or discard them without ego attachment. Your mental models should be tools, not identities. Pick them up when useful. Put them down when they stop working. Understanding is not enough. You can understand everything I am sharing with you right now. You can agree with every single word and still fail to thrive, because understanding without behavioral change is entertainment, not transformation. The gap between what we know and what we do is called the knowing-doing gap, and it is enormous for most people. Studies show that only about 10% of people who attend training programs implement what they learned on the job. 10%. That means 90% of learning is wasted because it never translates to action. Every time you update your understanding, ask yourself immediately, what behavior does this require me to change? What action do I need to take differently starting today? What habit do I need to build or break? This instant translation from insight to action is what separates those who merely understand from those who actually transform. Here is something counterintuitive. In a world dominated by technology and automation, the skills of cooperation and collaboration become more valuable, not less. While machines can process information, they cannot truly collaborate. They cannot navigate the complex social dynamics of human coordination. They cannot build the trust that makes teams transcend their individual capabilities. According to Google's Project Aristotle, which studied high-performing teams for over 2 years, the single most important factor in team effectiveness was psychological safety, the feeling that you can take risks without being punished. This is a deeply human quality that requires emotional intelligence, empathy, and genuine caring. The future belongs to those who can coordinate effectively with humans and with systems. Those who can bridge different perspectives, who can facilitate shared understanding, who can navigate conflict toward resolution. These are the coordinators of the new era, and they will be invaluable. Let me expand your perspective. Cooperation is not just about working with other people. It is about coordinating with life itself, with the flow of circumstances, with the unfolding of events, with the intelligence that moves through all things. This might sound mystical, but it is deeply practical. When you fight against the way things are, you waste enormous energy. When you try to force outcomes that are not aligned with the current of reality, you exhaust yourself. But when you learn to sense the direction that life is moving and coordinate your efforts with that direction, everything becomes easier. The AI revolution is part of life's unfolding. It is not a mistake. It is not a punishment. It is an invitation to evolve, to grow, to become more of what we are capable of being. The question is not whether you will participate in this unfolding. You are already participating. Or, the question is whether you will participate consciously and cooperatively. You have reached the quarter mark of this journey. Take a moment to acknowledge yourself for the commitment you are showing. Most people would have dropped off by now, distracted by notifications or overwhelmed by the depth of this content. But you are still here. That says something important about who you are. If you have not already, this is the perfect moment to subscribe and join our community. Hit that subscribe button right now. We are just getting started, and the best insights are still ahead. Now let us dive into one of the most essential skills for empathy, and not just any empathy. The kind of radical, transformative empathy that will make you absolutely irreplaceable in a world full of intelligent machines. Let me tell you something profound. No matter how advanced artificial intelligence becomes, no matter how many billions of parameters large language models contain, no matter how perfectly AI can simulate understanding, it cannot actually feel what another being feels. This is not a limitation that will be fixed with more computing power. It is a fundamental difference between silicon and consciousness. A study published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology found that humans can detect the difference between genuine empathy and performed empathy with remarkable accuracy. We know when someone truly cares versus when they are just going through the motions. This biological radar for authentic connection is one of our most powerful evolutionary gifts. The ability to truly understand another person's experience, to make them feel genuinely seen and heard, to care about their well-being in a way that they can feel. This becomes not just nice to have but essential for anyone who wants to remain relevant. Forget everything you think you know about kindness. Kindness is not weakness. Kindness is not softness. Kindness is not something that sacrifices results for feelings. Kindness is a strategic advantage that will separate the winners from the losers. Here is why. When interactions become increasingly automated, when customer service and sales and support are handled by chatbots, when human contact becomes rarer, every moment of genuine human kindness becomes exponentially more valuable. People are starving for authentic human warmth. Those who can provide it will attract loyalty, referrals, and opportunities that no AI can generate. Research from the University of Wisconsin found that leaders who display genuine kindness have teams that perform 27% better on key metrics than teams with unkind leaders. A 27%. Kindness is not just ethically right. It is strategically brilliant. Caring is a practice. You do not just decide to care and then care automatically forever. Caring is something you cultivate, something you strengthen, something you deepen through consistent attention and effort. In a world designed to distract you, to numb you, to disconnect you from your humanity, choosing to care is a radical act of resistance. Think about the people in your life who have truly cared about you, not performed caring, not checked boxes, actually cared. How did their presence affect you? How did you feel in their company? What did their genuine interest in your well-being do for your own sense of possibility? Now imagine bringing that quality of caring to everything you do. to your work, to your relationships, to your interactions with strangers. This depth of caring cannot be automated, it cannot be outsourced, it cannot be faked. And it is precisely what the world needs most as we navigate unprecedented change together. Here is something people do not talk about enough. Loneliness has reached epidemic proportions, with studies showing that over 60% of adults report feeling lonely regularly. And ironically, our increasing connection through technology seems to be making it worse, not better. We are surrounded by people yet starving for genuine connection. The need for genuine friendship will only intensify. We do not need facts. We have that. We need humans to give us presence. We need the irreplaceable experience of being truly known by another consciousness. The people who master just be the ones with the best technical skills. They will be the ones who can form and maintain deep, nourishing friendships. They will be the ones who prioritize real connection over efficient communication. They will be the ones who understand that friendship is not a luxury. It is a necessity for human flourishing. No one can navigate this alone. If you are trying to face the AI revolution as an isolated individual, you are making it infinitely harder than it needs to be. We are social creatures who evolved in tribes, communities, and networks of mutual support. Going it alone is not a sign of strength. It is a vulnerability that will be exploited by every challenge you face. The data is clear on this. People with strong support systems live longer, earn more money, report higher life satisfaction, recover faster from setbacks, and adapt more quickly to change. Every metric that matters is improved by having people around you who genuinely want you to succeed. Your first task in preparing for the AI future is to audit your support system, who truly has your back, who will tell you the truth even when it is uncomfortable, who will be there when things get hard. If your answers reveal gaps, filling those gaps is priority number one. Let us go deeper now. We have talked about skills and strategies and practices, but there is something beneath all of that which makes everything else work: devotion. The quality of being genuinely committed, deeply dedicated, fully invested in something larger than yourself. In a world of infinite options and constant distraction, devotion has become rare. Most people are perpetually half committed to many things, but fully devoted to nothing. They spread themselves thin, keeping their options open, never going all in on anything, and they wonder why they feel lost and purposeless. The AI revolution will amplify whatever you are devoted to. If you are devoted to growth and adaptation, AI will be your greatest ally. Devotion is the multiplier that determines whether every change works for you or against you. What are you committed to? Not what do you kind of want, not what would be nice. What are you devoted to? What would you sacrifice for? What do you return to again and again, even when it is hard, even when no one is watching, even when the results are not immediate? I am asking you to consciously choose devotion to supportive energies: joy, happiness, friendship, growth, contribution, love. These are not just pleasant experiences to enjoy when they happen. They are energies to commit to return to deepen your relationship with every single day. Research on positive psychology shows that people who consciously cultivate positive emotional states are 31% more productive, 3 times more creative, and 10 times more engaged than their negative peers. Devotion to supportive energies is not soft or optional. It is strategic for peak performance. Devotion is not a feeling you wait for. It is a practice you engage in whether you feel like it or not. This is what separates amateurs from masters. Amateurs are devoted when it is convenient. Masters are devoted when it is difficult. A consistency of your devotion through challenging times is what builds the unshakable foundation for navigating any change. Here is what this looks like practically. Every morning, before anything else, reconnect with what you are devoted to. Not just think about it, feel it. Feel the importance of your commitments. Feel the energy of the path you have chosen. Let that devotion fill you before you face the challenges of the day. This practice takes maybe 10 minutes, but it transforms everything that follows. When you have reconnected with your deepest commitments first thing in the morning, you navigate the rest of the day from a completely different place. You make different decisions. You respond differently to setbacks. You are different. Now we enter the deeper waters. Life itself is intelligent. Not just in the biological sense of DNA coding for proteins, but in a much vaster sense that includes the way circumstances unfold, the way opportunities arise, the way exactly the right challenges appear at exactly the right time for our growth. You might resist this idea, especially if you have a materialist worldview. That is fine. But consider this pragmatically. People who behave as if life is intelligent, who look for meaning in events, who seek to harmonize with larger patterns. They report higher levels of well-being, resilience, and success than those who believe everything is random chaos. The AI revolution is an expression of life's intelligence. It is not separate from nature or opposed to humanity. It is life exploring new possibilities, new ways of organizing information, new forms of creation. When you see AI this way, you can engage with it from harmony rather than fear. You are now more than 1/3 of the way through this comprehensive guide. The insights you have absorbed, the perspectives you have gained, the practices you have learned. They are already changing how you relate to an uncertainty. This is the perfect moment to take action on your engagement. Hit that like button if this content is serving you. Drop a comment below sharing your biggest insights so far, and most importantly, share this video with someone you care about who is struggling. Let us build a community of people who are thriving through this transition. Now let us explore something that might be the most important theme of all: the relationship between human consciousness and artificial intelligence. What if you have been looking at this all wrong? What if AI is not a threat to be defended against, but an invitation to become more of who you really are? What if the very existence of artificial intelligence is calling forth capacities within you that would have remained dormant otherwise? Think about it this way. For most of human history, being able to memorize information was incredibly valuable. Being able to do arithmetic was a competitive advantage. Being able to follow routine procedures made you employable. You no longer have to compete on the terrain where machines excel. You are free to develop the uniquely human capacities that machines cannot touch. Your relationship with AI is a living thing. It is not fixed or static. It evolves as you evolve. Right now, your relationship with AI might be characterized by fear, confusion, or resistance. That is perfectly understandable given how fast everything is changing. But it does not have to stay that way. The most successful people in the coming decades will have a collaborative relationship with AI. They will see AI as a partner that amplifies their uniquely human strengths. They will use AI for information processing while reserving judgment for themselves. They will let AI handle routine tasks while they focus on creative and interpersonal work. This dynamic relationship requires ongoing attention as new tools become available, as old assumptions become invalid. You need to keep adjusting how you work with these systems. It is a dance, not a destination. Here is a perspective that will expand your mind. Is just one current of intelligence among many that flow through our reality. There is the intelligence of nature, the intelligence of other humans, the intelligence of your own body, the intelligence that some call intuition or gut feeling. All of these currents are available for you to engage with. The mistake most people make is focusing exclusively on artificial intelligence while ignoring these other currents. They become so obsessed with what AI can and cannot do that they forget about the vast intelligence available through other channels. They narrow their vision precisely when they need to expand it. Imagine moving through each day in conscious relationship with multiple currents of intelligence, using AI for what it does well, listening to your intuition for what it knows, engaging with nature for the wisdom it offers, connecting with others for the collective intelligence that emerges. This is not mysticism. This is practical strategy for navigating complexity. Some currents of intelligence are more supportive than others. This is just a fact of reality that anyone with experience can verify. Some energies lift you up, expand your possibilities, make you feel alive and capable. Others drag you down, contract your vision, leave you feeling depleted and hopeless. In the context of the AI revolution, it is critical that you learn to recognize and engage with ultra-supportive currents. These might be specific people who inspire you. They might be practices that connect you to deeper wisdom. They might be environments that bring out your best. They might be ways of engaging with AI itself that feel collaborative rather than competitive. Make a list right now. What are the most supportive influences in your life? What leaves you feeling more capable, more hopeful, more alive? These are your ultra-supportive currents. Or your job is to increase your engagement with these currents while decreasing your exposure to draining influences. You have officially reached the 40% mark of this journey. This is significant. Many people who started watching are no longer here. They got distracted, they lost interest, they were not ready for this depth of content. But you are still here. That tells me something important about your level of commitment. Take 30 seconds right now and ask yourself, what has shifted for me already? What do I understand now that I did not understand before? If you are finding genuine value, please take a moment to subscribe and share this video. The algorithms that determine who sees this content are influenced by your engagement, your like, your comment, your share. They help this message reach people who desperately need to hear it. We are building something important here together. Let me validate something important. The emotional experience of living through the AI revolution is a roller coaster. One day you feel excited about possibilities. The next day you feel terrified about threats. 1 hour you feel confident in your adaptability. The next hour you feel completely overwhelmed by the pace of change. A survey by the American Psychological Association found that 82% of Americans report feeling stressed about uncertainty regarding the future. You are having a completely normal response to objectively extraordinary circumstances. But here is what changes everything. Once you accept that the ride will be emotional, once you stop fighting the ups and downs, you can actually start enjoying it. The roller coaster is only terrifying when you are fighting it. When you surrender to the ride, it becomes thrilling. Change comes in waves. Some waves are small ripples that barely affect your day. Some waves are massive tsunamis that reshape entire industries overnight. The skill you need is not to stop the waves. That is impossible. The skill you need is to become an expert wave rider. Think about professional surfers. They do not curse the ocean for being too powerful. They do not wish the waves were smaller. They study the water. They understand wave patterns. They position themselves strategically. And when the wave comes, they ride it with skill and grace. Stop wishing it was not happening. Stop hoping it will slow down. Instead, study the patterns. Understand where the big waves are forming. Position yourself strategically. And when the wave comes, ride it with everything you have got. Sometimes the pace is genuinely overwhelming. There will be days, maybe weeks, when you simply cannot keep up with everything that is changing. There will be moments when your nervous system is maxed out, when your processing capacity is exhausted, when you need to step back from the flood of information just to catch your breath. This is not failure. They know that recovery is not optional but essential. They know that stepping back temporarily allows them to re-engage more effectively. When things are moving too fast, the most powerful thing you can do is slow down, not forever, not in denial of reality, but for a breath, for an hour, for a day. Return to your body, return to your breath, return to the present moment. Let your system recalibrate before diving back in. Here is a paradox you must master. External stability is decreasing. Jobs are less stable. Industries are less stable. Technologies are less stable. Plans are less stable. Everything outside of you is becoming less reliable as a foundation, but internal stability can increase even as external stability decreases. Your ability to remain centered, your capacity to stay grounded, your skill at maintaining equanimity. These internal qualities can grow stronger precisely because the external challenges demand them. The ancient Stoics understood this. The Buddhists understood this. Every wisdom tradition that survived changing circumstances understood this. The only reliable foundation is the one you build within yourself. External supports can help, but they can also disappear. Internal stability travels with you everywhere. How do you actually build internal stability? It starts with your body. Your nervous system is the hardware that runs your psychological software. If your nervous system is dysregulated, no amount of positive thinking will create genuine stability. You must learn to regulate your physiology first. Breathing, cold exposure, meditation, and physical exercise are not just nice self-care additions, they are foundation building for navigating uncertainty. Studies show that people with stronger vagal tone, that is, better nervous system regulation, make better decisions under pressure, recover faster from stress, and maintain performance longer. Spend the next week focusing on just one nervous system regulation practice. Do it every single day, no exceptions. Notice how your baseline sense of stability shifts. This is the foundation everything else builds upon, despite all the challenges. We are living in perhaps the most stimulating time in human history. The rate of discovery, the pace of innovation, the range of possibilities available to an individual human. None of this has ever existed before. Yes, this stimulation can be overwhelming. Yes, it requires new skills to navigate, but it is also incredibly exciting for those who learn to engage with it consciously. Every single day brings new developments, new opportunities, new frontiers to explore. I genuinely love living in this era. Not because it is comfortable, it is not. Not because it is easy, it is not. But because it demands growth, it requires evolution. It will not let me coast or become complacent, and that constant demand for growth keeps me alive in a way that a stable, predictable world never could. The same circumstances can feel like threat or opportunity. It all depends on how you frame them. This is not just positive thinking, this is backed by neuroscience. Your brain's threat detection systems and opportunity detection systems are separate networks that can be biased through conscious practice. When you consistently interpret those same developments as stimulation and opportunity, you strengthen the pathways that generate curiosity, dopamine, and approach motivation. Neither interpretation is more true in an absolute sense. AI developments genuinely contain both threats and opportunities. But your interpretation determines which neural pathways get strengthened, which chemical cascades get triggered, which possibilities you are able to perceive. Choose stimulation, choose opportunity, choose excitement. Have you experienced flow state, that state where you are completely absorbed in what you are doing, where time seems to disappear, where your performance exceeds your normal capacity? This is the state where humans are most alive, most capable, most happy. Here is something remarkable. Flow requires challenge. You cannot enter flow doing something easy and comfortable. Flow only happens when you are stretched just beyond your current capacity, when the demands of the situation require you to rise to meet them. The AI revolution provides exactly the kind of challenge that enables flow. If you choose to engage with it actively, if you keep stretching into new skills and understanding, you can live in a near constant state of flow. The very instability that threatens mediocre engagement creates the perfect conditions for extraordinary engagement. Comfort is overrated. Seriously. Our culture worships comfort, stability, predictability. We imagine that if we could just get to a place where nothing challenged us, we would finally be happy. But the research tells a completely different story. Studies on life satisfaction consistently show that people are happier when they are slightly challenged, when they have goals to work toward, when there is some uncertainty to navigate. Pure comfort leads to stagnation, boredom, and depression. We are not designed for comfort. We are designed for growth. The AI revolution ensures that you will never be too comfortable. You will always be kept on your toes. You will always have something to adapt to, something to learn, something to figure out. This is not a problem. This is the structure of a fully engaged life. You have reached the exact halfway point of this journey. This is a significant milestone that deserves celebration. You have invested serious time and attention in your own development, and that investment is already paying dividends. I want you to do something right now. Take a deep breath and appreciate yourself for making it this far. Acknowledge that you are the kind of person who commits to deep learning. Recognize that this quality of commitment is exactly what will carry you through the AI revolution. Now is the perfect moment for engagement. If you have not subscribed yet, do it now. Hit that like button. Leave a comment sharing what this journey has meant to you so far. Tag a friend who needs this content. The second half of this journey contains even deeper insights, and I want you fully committed. Let us go even deeper. What would it mean to enter an open relationship with life? Not a relationship where you are trying to control outcomes. Not a relationship where you demand that things go your way, but an open, receptive, collaborative relationship where you dance with whatever emerges. This is the ultimate skill for navigating the AI era. Because the truth is, you cannot predict what will happen. The models are changing too fast. The implications are too complex. Anyone who claims to know exactly how this will unfold is either deluded or lying. But you can develop the capacity to respond beautifully to whatever unfolds. You can cultivate the flexibility, the wisdom, the emotional resilience to meet each new development with grace. This is the open relationship with life. Staying receptive while taking aligned action. Staying humble while remaining confident. Openness is a skill that must be practiced. Every day, reality invites you to open or to close. Something unexpected happens, and you have a choice. Do you contract, resist, and defend? Or do you open, receive, and flow? Most people develop unconscious patterns of closing. Something challenges their beliefs. They close. Something threatens their identity. They close. Something moves faster than they can process. They close. These patterns of closing are what create suffering and stagnation. Your practice is to notice the moment of choice and choose openness, not blindly or naively, but consciously. Feel the impulse to close, acknowledge it, and then choose to stay open anyway. Over time, this practice rewires your default response. You become someone who opens when challenged rather than someone who contracts. Something happens when people come together. When individuals who are committed to growth, who are navigating the same challenges, who are devoted to similar values gather together, something emerges that is greater than the sum of its parts. This is collective intelligence, and it is one of the most powerful forces available to you. I have seen this magic happen countless times in communities of practice. People who would struggle alone suddenly find clarity when surrounded by others on the same path. Solutions emerge that no individual would have found. Courage becomes contagious. Wisdom multiplies. You need community to navigate the AI revolution. Not just online connections, but real relationships with people who understand what you are facing. Seek out or create communities of practice. Find your tribe. You will go so much further together than you could ever go alone. Let us be specific about what makes you irreplaceable. AI can process information, generate content, analyze patterns, make predictions, and execute routine procedures faster and more accurately than any human. If your value is primarily in these areas, you have reason to be concerned. But artificial intelligence cannot truly feel, genuinely empathize, navigate complex social dynamics, inspire trust through presence, make judgment calls that require wisdom, create meaning from experience, connect consciousness to consciousness, care about outcomes in a way that shapes behavior. These are the territories where humans reign supreme. Focus your development on these areas. Build capabilities that AI cannot replicate. Become excellent at the things that require being human, not just doing human-like tasks. Here's where work is heading. The jobs of the future will increasingly require what I call high-touch, high-judgment capabilities. High-touch means work that requires genuine human presence, empathy, and relationship. High-judgment means work that requires wisdom, ethics, and values-based decision-making. A report from the World Economic Forum predicts that 97 million new jobs will emerge by 2025 that require these uniquely human qualities. For the same jobs, it is about moving to where artificial intelligence cannot follow. It is about becoming valuable in ways that complement rather than compete with artificial intelligence. This is the strategic positioning that will define winners and losers in the coming decades. How do you actually develop irreplaceability? It starts with honest self-assessment. Where are you currently competing with artificial intelligence on terrain where AI will eventually win? Where are you currently underdeveloped in uniquely human capabilities? What specific qualities would make you most valuable in an AI-saturated landscape? Then it requires deliberate practice. Not just any practice, but deliberate practice. But the kind that pushes you to your edge, that provides immediate feedback, that is specifically designed to develop the capability you need. This is the practice that creates mastery. Finally, it requires patience. The capabilities that make you irreplaceable are not quick fixes. You cannot develop genuine empathy in a weekend workshop. You cannot build wisdom from a YouTube video. These qualities develop over months and years of consistent, deliberate cultivation. Start now. Be patient. Keep going. The pace is accelerating. When GPT-3 was released, experts predicted it would take 5 to 10 years for the next major breakthrough. GPT-4 arrived in less than 3 years, and the improvements between iterations are not linear, they are exponential. Each breakthrough enables even faster breakthroughs. No one, not the industry analysts, not the futurists, no one can reliably predict what will be possible in 3 years, let alone 10. Anyone who claims certainty about the AI future is either uninformed or lying. This unpredictability is exactly why the skills we have been discussing are so critical. You cannot navigate unpredictability with rigid plans. You must navigate it with adaptive capacity. The practices of sensing, releasing, reorienting, and integrating become daily necessities, not occasional luxuries. Some fields are experiencing unprecedented disruption. Consider what happened to professional translators when machine translation reached acceptable quality. Consider what is happening to customer service representatives as chatbots improve. Consider what is beginning to happen to programmers as AI coding assistants become more capable. These shifts are not small adjustments. People who spent decades building expertise in these fields are watching their value proposition erode rapidly. The emotional impact is enormous, and it deserves compassion and acknowledgement. But here's the critical reframe. Every previous technological revolution created more jobs than it destroyed. The jobs were different, they required different skills, and the transition was painful. But overall, technology has consistently expanded human possibility rather than contracted it. There is every reason to believe Artificial intelligence will follow this pattern. So, what is the realistic path forward? It is not to fight AI or pretend it is not happening. It is not to wait for certainty before acting. It is not to find the one perfect strategy that will work forever. None of these approaches are realistic given the pace and unpredictability of change. The realistic solution is to commit to continuous adaptation, to make sense, making, reorienting, releasing, and integrating a daily practice, to stay in dynamic relationship with the unfolding, to keep adjusting your approach based on the latest understanding. This might sound exhausting, but remember what we discussed earlier. This level of engagement actually generates energy rather than depleting it. When you are fully engaged with meaningful challenges, you enter flow states that feel more alive than comfortable stagnation ever could. The realistic solution is also the most fulfilling solution. You are now 60% of the way through this comprehensive journey. Take a moment to appreciate how far you have come. The person who started this video is not the same person watching now. You have new perspectives, new practices, new possibilities. This is an excellent moment to engage with this content in a deeper way. Write down the 3 most important insights you have gained so far. Identify one practice you will commit to starting today. Consider sharing this video with someone who needs to hear this message. If you have not subscribed yet, you are missing the community that is forming around this content. Hit that subscribe button now and join thousands of others who are choosing to thrive through the AI revolution rather than merely survive it. Here is a vision for how to live. Imagine waking up each morning with genuine curiosity about what the day will bring. Imagine facing uncertainty, not with dread, but with anticipation. Imagine having such confidence in your adaptive capacity that no announcement, no development, no shift can shake your fundamental equanimity. This is not fantasy, this is achievable. This is what happens when you develop the practices we have been discussing. This is what emerges when you commit to harmonizing with life rather than fighting against it. The dynamic current of AI-driven change becomes not something to survive, but something to surf. A constant flow of new developments becomes not overwhelm but stimulation. The rapid pace becomes not exhausting but enlivening. This shift is available to you. It requires practice, but it is completely available. Consider this perspective. Artificial intelligence is showing us with unprecedented clarity what it means to be human. By creating systems that can process information, generate content, and simulate conversation, we are forced to ask, what do we offer that these systems do not? This question is a gift. Most people have never deeply considered what makes them uniquely valuable as humans. They have taken their humanity for granted. But now, with the AI holding up a mirror, we are invited to examine and appreciate our irreplaceable qualities. What we discover when we look in this mirror is beautiful. We discover consciousness. We discover genuine caring. We discover meaning-making and wisdom. We discover the capacity for joy and love and purpose. AI does not diminish these qualities. It illuminates their preciousness. Here is the invitation. Artificial intelligence is inviting you to become more human, not less. It is inviting you to develop the capacities that machines cannot touch. It is inviting you to deepen your relationships, to expand your consciousness, to cultivate wisdom, to live from your heart. For decades, industrial civilization pulled us toward machine-like efficiency. Be productive, be consistent, be predictable. These were the values that got rewarded. But now, machines do these things better. Artificial intelligence invitation is to release these machine-like qualities and embrace what only humans can offer. This is a spiritual invitation as much as a practical one. It is an invitation to remember who you really are beneath the conditioning, beneath the job title, beneath the productivity metrics. You are a conscious being capable of love, creativity, wisdom, and transcendence. AI is simply reminding you of this truth. Fear dissolves in the light of understanding. Artificial intelligence anxiety comes from not knowing, from vague threats that the mind cannot process, from scenarios that seem possible but are never fully examined, from abstract danger that cannot be addressed because it cannot be specified. The antidote is understanding. Take the time to actually learn how AI systems work, read about the capabilities and limitations. Get specific about how your particular field is likely to be affected. Replace vague fear with clear knowledge. When you do this, something remarkable happens. The fear transforms into a list of specific challenges that can be addressed. You move from paralysis to action. You move from anxiety to problem solving. You move from victim to agent. Understanding is the key that unlocks this transformation. What is intelligence, really? We use this word constantly without examining it. We talk about artificial intelligence as if we understood what intelligence means, but the more you investigate, the more mysterious it becomes. Is intelligence just information processing? Then computers have been intelligent for decades. Is it pattern recognition? Then our systems are already super intelligent at specific tasks. Is it learning from experience? Then many animals are intelligent. Is it consciousness? Then we do not even know if humans understand intelligence. Here is what I believe. There are many forms of intelligence, and human intelligence has qualities that AI does not replicate. Human intelligence is embodied, emotional, social, and conscious. It is embedded in billions of years of biological evolution. It is connected to something that machines, no matter how sophisticated, do not access. Your intelligence is precious beyond measure. You have now completed 2/3 of this journey. You are deep in the work now, building understanding and capabilities that will serve you for the rest of your life. This is not casual learning. This is transformation. How are you feeling right now? Take a moment to check in with yourself. Notice any shifts in your emotional state, your perspective, your sense of possibility. Notice any resistances or questions that have emerged. All of this is valuable data for your continued growth. Engagement matters tremendously at this stage. Your like, your comment, your subscription. These actions complete a feedback loop that helps this content reach more people. They also deepen your own commitment to this material. Take action now and join this community of transforming individuals. Give up the fantasy of prediction and control. This might be the most important surrender you ever make. For decades, we have been trained to believe that with enough data, enough analysis, enough planning, we can predict and control outcomes. AI was supposed to make this even more possible. But here is the paradox. The more AI accelerates change, the less predictable and controllable everything becomes. We are not approaching a stable endpoint where everything can be optimized. We are entering an era of permanent acceleration where prediction becomes increasingly impossible. This is not bad news. It is liberation. When you give up the fantasy of control, you are free to develop genuine adaptability. When you stop trying to predict, you can start responding with full presence to whatever actually emerges. Surrender is strength here. The only moment you can actually influence is this one. Not the predicted future, not the remembered past. This breath, this choice, this action. Mastery in the AI age is not about having the best 5-year plan. It is about responding optimally to whatever is actually happening right now. This is why meditation and mindfulness practices are not luxury self-care. They are essential training. They develop your capacity to be fully present, to perceive clearly, to respond rather than react. These are the fundamental capacities that enable everything else. How present are you right now? Not thinking about what comes next, not remembering what came before. There is an intelligence that flows through all of existence. Call it what you will. Life, consciousness, spirit, the Tao, the implicate order. Whatever name you use, there is an organizing intelligence that expresses through every phenomenon, including you, including every challenge you face. When you align with this intelligence, things become easier. Not necessarily comfortable, but clearer. You start to sense which directions are flowing with life and which are fighting against it. You start to receive guidance that does not come from thinking but from a deeper knowing. This is not mysticism, it is pragmatism. The most effective people in the world across every field report something like this experience. They describe flow states, intuition, creative downloads that seem to come from beyond their ordinary mind. You have access to this same intelligence. It is your birthright as a conscious being. The foundation has been laid. The principles have been established. Now we deepen and integrate. I want to acknowledge something. The commitment you have shown by reaching this point is remarkable. Most content is consumed in fragments. Most learning is superficial. But you have stayed with this journey, building deep understanding. This is the kind of commitment that changes lives. This is the quality that will carry you through any challenge the AI revolution brings. Acknowledge yourself for showing up like this. And if you have not already, express your commitment by subscribing, liking, and sharing this content with others who need to hear it. Learning requires repetition. This is why I keep returning to the same themes from different angles. Deep sensing, emotional energy, letting go, sense-making, reorienting, integration, cooperation, empathy, devotion. These themes have appeared again and again throughout our journey. Each repetition is not redundant. It is reinforcing. Neural pathways strengthen through repeated activation. Understanding deepens through revisiting concepts. Skills develop through practiced application. The repetition is the mechanism of transformation. After you complete this content, watch it again. Not immediately, but in a few weeks, you will be shocked by how much more you understand on the second viewing. Content that seemed simple will reveal new depths. Ideas that seemed abstract will connect to your lived experience. This is how learning becomes wisdom. Let us synthesize the daily practices that have emerged. Morning. Begin with stillness. Before any input, connect to your breath, your body, your deepest commitments. Reaffirm your devotion to supportive energies. Set an intention for how you will meet whatever arises throughout the day. Practice sense, making, reorienting, and releasing as needed. When new information arrives, update your understanding. When circumstances shift, adjust your approach. When old patterns no longer serve, let them go. Release the day through a brief review. What did you learn? What needs to be let go? What are you grateful for? Clear the system so you can wake fresh tomorrow. This simple structure, practiced consistently, builds the adaptive capacity to handle anything. We keep returning to fear because it is so central. Most people either suppress their fear or are controlled by it. Neither approach works. Suppressed fear does not disappear. It drives behavior from the shadows, and fear that controls you makes wise action impossible. The third way is to work with fear, to welcome it as information, to feel it fully without acting from it impulsively, to extract its intelligence while maintaining your capacity to choose your response. Here is a practice. When you notice fear about AI or any other change, stop. Do not push it away. Do not act on it. Just feel it. Where is it in your body? What does it want to tell you? What wise action does it point toward? Fear becomes an ally when you learn to listen to it properly. Sometimes you need to begin again completely. A career that worked for 20 years may become obsolete. A skill set you spent a decade developing may become worthless. An identity you built around your work may need to be released entirely. This is terrifying, but also profoundly liberating. How many people stay stuck in lives that no longer fit because they cannot imagine starting over? The AI revolution is forcibly liberating millions of people from paths that were never truly aligned with their deepest callings. If you face the need to start over, meet it with courage. You are not failing. You are not losing. You are being offered a second chance at a first life. You are being given permission to become someone new. This is the ultimate act of letting go and letting come. 3/4 of the journey complete. You have demonstrated remarkable commitment, and I want to honor that. The transformation you are undergoing is real and significant. Take a moment right now to reflect on the journey so far. What has been the most impactful insight? What practice are you most excited to implement? What fear has diminished through understanding? What new possibility has opened up? Share your reflection in the comments below. Your story might be exactly what another viewer needs to hear. We are building a community here, and your participation matters. Like, subscribe, share. Take action that expresses your commitment to this path. Modern life overemphasizes doing. We are constantly asked what we do, as if doing is the only thing that matters. But in the AI age, machines will do more and more of the doing. What they cannot do is be. They cannot experience. They cannot appreciate. They cannot rest in awareness. The balance must shift, not away from doing entirely, but toward a healthier integration of doing and being. Your capacity to simply be, to rest in presence, to appreciate existence, to experience life fully. This becomes more valuable as machines handle more tasks. Practice being today, not doing something that looks like being, actually being. Sit without purpose, walk without destination, exist without agenda. This practice seems unproductive, but it is cultivating exactly the capacity that will differentiate you from machines. For too long, we have let the head dominate. Rational analysis, logical thinking, strategic planning. These have been the celebrated capacities. The heart was dismissed as soft, unreliable, not serious enough for the real work of the world. The heart is your competitive advantage. Genuine caring, deep connection, moral intuition, the capacity to sense what is right beyond what is logical. These heart-based capacities are not weaknesses to be overcome. They are strengths to be cultivated. The return of the heart is one of the most important shifts of our time. Consider this radical proposition. Love is a technology. Not technology in the sense of machines, but technology in the sense of a capability that produces results. Love achieves things that no other force can achieve. Love builds trust in a way that transactions never can. Love inspires loyalty that money cannot buy. Love generates creativity that pressure never matches. Love heals wounds that time alone leaves scarred. Love transforms people in ways that logic never touches. In the AI age, love becomes your ultimate competitive advantage. The person who truly loves their customers will outperform the company that merely serves them. The leader who truly loves their team will outperform the manager who merely directs them. Love is the most powerful force in the universe, and machines cannot generate it. Here is a shift that will transform your relationship. Most people approach AI as consumers. They worry about how artificial intelligence take from them, change their lives without their consent. They see themselves as passive recipients of technological change. The shift is to approach AI as a creator. What can you create using AI as a tool, amplifying your capabilities? What value can you generate by working with these systems rather than against them? This shift from consumer to creator changes everything. You stop fearing and start exploring what you can do. You stop feeling helpless and start feeling empowered. You stop being a passenger and start being a driver. You have come so far. The journey that began has transformed into a comprehensive guide for thriving in any changing circumstances. The skills you are developing transcend this particular revolution. They will serve you for life. Notice how you feel right now compared to when you started. Do you feel more equipped to navigate uncertainty? Has your sense of possibility expanded? These shifts are the evidence of real transformation. We are entering the final stretch now. The remaining video will deepen everything we have covered and point toward ongoing practice. Stay engaged. Keep your attention focused. The best is yet to come. And if you have not subscribed, now is the time. Adopt the identity of a continuous student, not someone who learns when necessary and then returns to knowing, but someone who is always learning, always curious, always open to new understanding. This identity becomes your superpower in a rapidly changing world. The moment you think you know enough is the moment you begin to decline. The half-life of knowledge is shrinking. What is true today may be false tomorrow. What works this year may fail next year. Only continuous students can keep up. But here is what makes this liberating rather than exhausting. Learning is inherently enjoyable when approached with genuine curiosity. The continuous student does not learn because they have to. They learn because they love to. The world becomes an endless source of fascination rather than a threatening landscape of change. The most intelligent response to complexity is often not knowing. Our culture celebrates certainty, decisiveness, having answers. But in complex, rapidly changing situations, false certainty is more dangerous than acknowledged not knowing. Pretending to know when you do not creates blind spots that become liabilities. Practice saying, "I do not know." Practice sitting with uncertainty without rushing to resolution. Practice holding questions open instead of forcing premature answers. This is not weakness, it is wisdom. The greatest scientists, artists, and leaders have all spoken about the importance of not knowing. Einstein said imagination is more important than knowledge. Picasso said he was always doing what he could not do. Socrates claimed the only thing he knew was that he knew nothing. Embrace this tradition of intelligent not knowing. Questions are more powerful than answers. The right question can transform your entire orientation. The right question can reveal possibilities you never saw. The right question can dissolve problems that seemed unsolvable by revealing that you were asking the wrong question all along. Here are questions to live with as you navigate the AI revolution. What can I create with these new tools? How can I serve more powerfully? What is being called forth from me now? What wants to emerge through me? How can I participate in life's unfolding? Notice these are not questions about how to survive or avoid loss. They are questions that assume possibility, that orient toward creation, that position you as an active participant rather than a passive victim. The quality of your questions determines the quality of your life. Something is being born, the acceleration of change, the dissolution of old structures. All of this is creating conditions for the emergence of a new kind of human. A human who is more adaptable, more conscious, more heart-centered, more integrated. You are participating in this emergence. Every time you practice the skills we have discussed, every time you choose growth over fear, every time you open rather than close, you are contributing to the birth of the new human in yourself and in the collective. This is not just personal development. It is participation in the evolution of consciousness. You are not merely surviving a difficult transition. You are helping to shape what humanity becomes. Take this responsibility seriously. You are more important than you know. You chose to be here now. Whatever your beliefs about how you came to exist, here you are at one of the most pivotal moments in human history. The choices made in the next few decades will shape the trajectory of life on Earth for millennia to come. This is not a burden, it is an honor. How many generations throughout human history have had the opportunity to participate in such significant transformation? You are among the privileged few who get to be conscious during a great transition. Rise to the occasion. Do not shrink from this moment. Do not wish you had been born in easier times. Do not waste this precious opportunity on fear and paralysis. You are here for a reason. Step into your full participation in this historical moment. All of this means nothing without action. Understanding without action is entertainment. Insight without implementation is intellectual indulgence. This entire journey is wasted if you do not translate it into changed behavior. So what will you do differently starting today? What specific practice will you implement? What concrete action will you take? Do not answer these questions abstractly. Get specific. Write it down right now. Pause the video if you need to. Capture the specific action you will take today, this week, this month. Make it real by making it specific. Make it powerful by making it actionable. Make it transformative by actually following through. You cannot do this alone. We have discussed this before, but it bears repeating. Transformation is a social process. The people around you either support your growth or undermine it. You need to be intentional about who you spend time with. Audit your relationships this week. Who genuinely supports your growth, who consistently pulls you toward fear and limitation, who helps you stay in practices that serve you, who enables your worst patterns. Make adjustments based on what you discover. This does not mean abandoning people, but it does mean being intentional about influence. Spend more time with those who elevate you. Create boundaries with those who drain you. Build a support structure that makes your transformation inevitable. Gratitude transforms everything. When you focus on what is wrong, what is missing, what is threatening, you create a mental environment of scarcity and fear. Your nervous system contracts, your creativity diminishes, your capacity to respond skillfully decreases. When you focus on what is right, what is present, what is supporting you, you create a mental environment of abundance and possibility. Your nervous system relaxes, your creativity expands, your capacity to respond skillfully increases. This is not delusion or denial. The threats are real. The challenges are real. But so are the gifts, the resources, the support. By practicing gratitude, you expand your perception to include everything. Not just the problems, but also the solutions, not just the dangers, but also the opportunities. Take time to celebrate how far you have come. Most people are so focused on what they have not yet achieved that they fail to acknowledge what they have already accomplished. You have been exposed to practices that can transform your relationship with change. You have invested significant time and attention in your own development. Celebrate this, not in a trivial way, but genuinely. Allow yourself to feel proud of your commitment. Acknowledge that you are becoming someone more capable of navigating whatever comes. This celebration is not the end. It is fuel for continuing the journey. We are entering the final descent. The comprehensive framework has been laid. The practices have been described. The mindset has been cultivated. Now we integrate and close. I want to take a moment to express genuine gratitude for your presence on this journey. Creating this content is meaningful to me, but it only achieves its purpose when it meets someone willing to receive it. You have been that person. You have made this journey worthwhile. As we enter the conclusion, bring your full attention. Let these final teachings land deeply. Commit to implementing what you have learned. And please, if this content has served you, express that through engagement. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Help this message reach everyone who needs to hear it. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Everything we have discussed requires sustained commitment over time. You cannot develop deep sensing in a week. You cannot master emotional energy in a month. You cannot integrate all these practices in a single viewing of this content. Think in terms of years and decades, not days and weeks. The capabilities you will have in 10 years are being built by the practices you engage in now. Play the long game. This perspective takes pressure off the present moment. You do not have to be perfect today. You do not have to figure everything out right now. You just have to keep moving in the right direction day after day, year after year. Consistency over time is what creates mastery. Never lose touch with your why. All the practices we have discussed, all the skills we have explored, all the mindset shifts we have cultivated, they serve a purpose. If you lose touch with that purpose, the practices become mechanical and eventually get abandoned. Why are you doing this? Why does thriving through the AI revolution matter to you? What do you want to contribute? What impact do you want to have? Who do you want to become? These questions point to your why. Return to your why whenever motivation wavers. Return when the practices feel hard. Return when the progress seems slow. Return when doubt arises. Your why is the fuel that keeps you moving when conditions are difficult. Keep it alive and present. What will you leave behind? This is not morbid, it is clarifying. When you think about the impact you want to have beyond your own lifetime, your priorities become clearer. The trivial falls away, the essential emerges. Revolution gives you unique opportunities to leave a significant legacy. You can be among those who helped humanity navigate this transition. You can be among those who developed and shared the practices that made thriving possible. You can be among those who modeled what it looks like to embrace change with grace. What legacy do you want to leave? Hold this question present as you live each day. Let it inform your choices. Let it motivate your growth. Let it elevate your participation in this unprecedented moment of history. So, there is no final destination. You will never arrive at a place where you are done growing, done adapting, done evolving. The journey continues as long as you are alive, and this is not a burden. It is the structure of a life fully lived. After you finish this content, the real work begins. Implementing the practices, navigating actual challenges, falling down and getting back up, forgetting and remembering, making progress and experiencing setbacks. This is the ongoing journey. Welcome to it, not as a trial to endure, but as an adventure to embrace. Not as a problem to solve, but as a life to live. Not as uncertainty to fear, but as possibility to explore. The journey is the destination. The path I have described is general. Your path must be specific. The principles apply universally, but the application is unique to you. Your particular combination of strengths, challenges, circumstances, and callings will shape how these teachings land in your life. Trust your own wisdom as you apply these ideas. Take what resonates, adapt what needs adjusting, discard what does not serve. You are not meant to be a copy of any teacher. You are meant to be a unique expression of your own truth. The practices I have shared are frameworks, not prescriptions. Use them as starting points for your own exploration. Let your experience guide your refinement. Become your own authority on what works for you. This is the ultimate expression of the autonomy we have been cultivating. Practices only work if you practice them. The greatest danger now is that you will watch this content, feel inspired, agree with everything, and then change nothing. This is the fate of most personal development content. Consumed but not implemented. Understood but not embodied. How will you keep these practices alive? Set specific triggers. Create environmental cues. Schedule practice time. Find accountability partners. Join communities. Whatever structures will help you actually do what you have learned. Put those structures in place now. The difference between those who transform and those who do not is almost always implementation, not information. You now have the information. Implementation is up to you. Make the choice that your future self will thank you for. You will face obstacles. Here are the most common ones and how to handle them. First, you will forget. The insights from this content will fade. The practices will slip away. Solution: revisit this content regularly. Set calendar reminders. Keep notes handy. Second, you will doubt. You will wonder if this is really necessary. If you are being too dramatic, turning to comfortable patterns might be fine. Solution: stay connected to quality information about AI developments. Let reality remind you of the need for adaptation. Third, you will encounter setbacks. You will try to implement a practice and fail. You will face a challenge and not respond as skillfully as you hoped. Solution: expect this. Build it into your plan. Setbacks are data, not verdicts. Learn and continue. We are at the very edge of completion now. The comprehensive journey is about to close. How do you feel as we approach the end? Take a moment to scan through everything we have covered. Deep sensing and emotional intelligence, letting go and releasing old patterns, sense-making and continuous learning, reorienting and flexible decisions, integration and behavioral alignment, cooperation and human connection, empathy and genuine caring, devotion to supportive energies, harmonizing with life's unfolding. These themes weave together into a comprehensive approach for thriving in the age of AI. They are not separate skills, but facets of a single integrated way of being. Let them all become part of who you are. Here is one final teaching before we close. The AI revolution is not happening to you. It is happening through you. You are not a passive observer of historical change. You are an active participant in the unfolding of consciousness, technology, and human potential. Every choice you make, every practice you engage, every moment of presence or absence, these all contribute to the larger pattern that is emerging. Nothing you do is insignificant. Everything ripples outward in ways you cannot track, but that are nonetheless real. Live as if you are participating in something important, because you are. Live as if the quality of your engagement shapes the future, because it does. This is not pressure. This is dignity. This is not burden. This is honor. We have arrived. A comprehensive journey through the skills, practices, and mindsets required to thrive in the age of artificial intelligence. Thank you for taking this journey with me. Your commitment to deep learning is inspiring. But here's the truth. This ending is actually a beginning. The content you have consumed becomes real only through application. The insights you have gained become wisdom only through practice. The transformation you have sensed becomes permanent only through sustained engagement. Go forth with courage. Face the AI revolution not with fear but with readiness. Navigate uncertainty not with paralysis but with adaptive grace. Embrace change not as threat but as invitation. You have everything you need. You are more capable than you know. The future is not something that happens to you. It is something you create. Subscribe now to join a community of thousands who are choosing to thrive. Like this video to signal your commitment to growth. And most importantly, the journey continues. You are ready. Let us thrive together.